Alright guys, for Analysis Wednesday, today we're going to cover a triplex. This has got 2 studios and a 1-bedroom. Not a very large triplex, but it's listed at $79,900. I think it has potential to at least justify going through the rest of the analysis process to show you how we do it. So without further ado, alright guys, so this is listed at $79,900. It's a triplex. It's been listed for 16 days and it supposedly rents for $1,375 a month. So we're going to go ahead and we will quickly calculate all those numbers with the gross annual rent times 7, 1% rule, and the 50% rule, and we are done. It's on the screen right now. I didn't want to waste time walking you through the calculator, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to show you what I do if I find a deal that looks all right like this one does. So we're going to go over here to the rental property calculator. We click on start a new report. This is biggerpockets.com. We are going to, for report title, let's put 520, the street number, put 520. I'm not going to give you guys all the info, but normally you fill all this stuff out. You can add a photo if you would like. A lot of times I do that, but for the sake of time, we're not going to do it today. So property sales description, we will just put triplex. Alright, so the purchase price, let's just do it at full asking price. After repair value, I'm going to leave that the same. So this is not a BRRRR strategy, this is just for rental analysis. Okay, so purchase closing cost, I put $2,500. To date, I've never actually paid closing costs at all. Estimated repair costs, let's just say $2,500. Because it doesn't look like it needs too much work from the couple of pictures I flipped through. We will say we're doing a conventional 20% down. The interest rate, let's just say a flat 4%. I'm just going to say 2. Let's do a typical 30-year loan. Cap rate for your area doesn't really matter on just a rental property. It says the gross rent is $1,375. We won't assume there's any other income. Because we're doing 20% down, there will be 0 PMI. We are going to say that the tenants pay all of this. I will probably end up paying the garbage monthly, like maybe 30 bucks. Monthly insurance on a property like this might be, it ranges. I'm just going to put 150. It's probably a little high. And then I always do 7% for vacancy, repairs, capex, and management fees because I actually pay 7%, and then the rest of those numbers seems to be fairly accurate. I'm going to assume a 6% sales expense. That's the commission for the realtor that sells my home. I'm not going to assume any growth in expenses or income right now. And you hit calculate results. And this very simple thing, and this very simple report, and this very simple calculator generates all kinds of information. Check this out. $79,900, $1,375, monthly expenses $870, monthly cash flow, look at that, right around $504. The pro forma cap would be 12.7, which is actually, that's good for a commercial property too. So it says the net operating income each year would be about $9,000. I would need $22,000 to purchase this, and that would be a 27% cash on cash return, which is pretty solid to receive every year. Can't really complain about those kinds of returns. And as you see down here, you can see the breakdown of all the different expenses. Over here you can see the breakdown of all my cash requirements for buying, loan amount, all that stuff. It goes down to, it's more than the 1% rule, it's the 1.62% rule. That's the total initial equity. And then it kind of breaks down the numbers over the next couple of years. Let you check that out on your own. And this is kind of the payoff. So this is how much equity you will have over the years. This is how much you will have paid down the loan over the years. And it just kind of separates. So here's your income, your expenses. That's assuming that they all stay the exact same. So again, if I'd plugged in the numbers to change it, this would have been tweaked. So this is what it looks like, and then you can click, boom, download PDF and check this bad boy out. BiggerPockets comes out with this awesome PDF right here, which runs all the numbers. Basically the same information. It'll show the map. I didn't put in the full address, so we've got, apparently we're at Burgermaster, and between Burgermaster and Lucerne. I know Burgermaster is a restaurant, not actually a town, but so this is the document it comes up with. And what's really cool about this is you can look at the cash flow and everything, and really you can take a look at this information, and you can send it off to your property manager. You can send it off to a potential partner, and they can see all the numbers and see what you're looking at. And that's an easy way to have someone double check your work, which is just awesome. At first glance, this looks like a good property. I would not complain about earning 27% cash on cash return on investment. I'm actually going to ask some questions about this property, but there is one thing about this house that you can't tell by the numbers, and this is why it's important to have people on your team that can help you out. And that's that earlier, so I actually cheated a little bit, and I kind of went through this property to see, just to make sure it'd be a good deal, because last time I did this, it wasn't a good deal, and I didn't get to do the actual analysis for you. When I did that, I noticed who owned the property, and we're not going to go into details there, but I will say that the person who owns this property has kind of been known as a slumlord, and they're trying to offload all their properties real quickly because they've gotten into some trouble. And so even though this looks like a really good deal, you have to be really careful. And so I may actually try to make an offer on this, but it'll probably be a little low. It'll definitely be contingent on inspections, and I'm going to have to be very careful just because I've been warned by a couple different people that you just need to be careful with this guy's property. So I was going to look at an apartment a year ago that this guy was trying to offload, and he ended up going into bankruptcy, and it got foreclosed, and the property was in shambles. Now, neither this or there's another triplex, they don't look like they're in bad shape, and the owner states that he's willing to do owner financing. So if I can tweak the finances on owner financing and maybe even get 100% owner financed to where both of these properties can be purchased for like nothing down, and then they will cash flow, then I'll probably take the risk and make sure I just have a thorough inspection. But we will see. So that is why it's important to make sure that you fully understand your area. It's been invaluable to me to have a realtor and a property manager who are both so knowledgeable and so open about things like that they will tell me, hey, I'd watch out about that property, and this is why. Because that is something you'll never notice when you look at analysis. Numbers don't lie, but people do, and unfortunately you can't tell about people when you're looking at numbers. All right, so this is what a good deal looks like. Hopefully the guy works out, and we will see what happens. Alright guys, so as we saw in the video, that property did have some potential, and it very well might get an offer from me. The issue is going to come from the owner. And this is an important lesson for you guys, because in real estate, you got to remember that numbers don't lie, but it's still a people business too. And you can't let that get in the way of your success. You got to remember that people have reputations, and take it with a grain of salt, because some reputations may be worth taking a risk on, some may not be worth taking a risk on. But at the end of the day, the last thing you want to do is take on a property that looks good when everyone's warning you, oh, don't trust that guy. Make sure you do your analysis, make sure you do your research, and if nothing else, if you're going to take a risk like I might on this one, just make sure you have enough contingency. So I normally don't roll a whole bunch of contingencies into my offer, but I will definitely throw them into this one. So I'll make sure that I have financing, which is whatever, but I'll make sure that I have inspection. I'll probably throw in lead-based paint, I'll probably throw in asbestos, lead, termite, whatever. I'm going to do all of the inspections just to make sure that if something does happen, I can't sit around wondering if I could have done something more. So with that, just make sure you're always covering your six. No one's going to look out for your investments more than you are. Thank you. Have a great day.